Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Hello. What's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon.
Hey, how's it going?
It's great. It's going great.
By the way, Stephanie, you missed this, but I actually rolled off after dark with What's Poppin', people.
He did.
All right.
He threw me off. It threw me off. Also joining us is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
I'm finally here after a troubling few hours with a broken tire. Or flat tire.
Broken tire.
My brain is broken.
Yeah. I mean, it's that time of year. We're broke, we're broken, we're tired. Let's be honest. So, yeah, a couple of housekeeping notes, actually. So we're taking the last 2 weeks of the year off from podcasting just to give everybody a break. I mean, I guess if people want to, they can, but it's not required. It's just, holidays, New Year's, that kind of stuff. Plus, we're kind of prepping a couple things for the new year, so the normal shows will be done the last 2 weeks, but we'll be back the first week of January with shows. So Patreon, I think, has 2 shows left, and free feeds have 1 show left for the year. So that's exciting. So, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and Happy New Year to everybody. And we're also going to end our live shows because our focus, we want our focus to be on the audio quality and the video quality for our patrons and our YouTube viewers. And obviously our audio listeners are our largest audience. And so we're kind of shifting the focus that way. We had a long conversation in our text chat actually about it. We tested it out a little bit on PowBlock this week, just the audio, and it seemed to benefit from that greatly. So we're going to do it across the board. And hope the audio quality is better. And just let us know how you feel, how you think about that. And yeah, that's kind of the notes. Stephanie, you said PowBlock sounded better.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, cool. Zebis.
I was laughing so hard. It was perfect.
I'm
and talking about LeRon.
I know. Man. Look, all I could do.
Wait. Why am I in it?
Because you're the Metroid guy. I know two huge Metroid fans. You and then Larry Giver from World 1-1 podcast. And I just felt both of you angrily staring at me. So, it is what it is. So tonight's episode is going to be all about our Metacritic Draft. It's time for that to come to fruition. We're going to talk about the 2023 Metacritic Draft because we are doing it again next year. And I think we need to have a monthly check-in for that as well. Kind of spread it out this year. And I think it's a good idea. I think we just need to be better at being on top of it. But yeah, we're gonna see who won. I was gonna wait till next week because Final Fantasy Crisis Core is not out yet, but nobody picked it, so
I can't believe time flew by.
Well, that's because nobody knew it was coming at the time that we did this. Didn't we do this back in March?
Yeah, but we did. Yeah. Well, we did it in February, and then we did that kind of pick up halfway through the year.
Okay, and at that point, still nobody knew. Nobody knew Crisis Core was coming.
So that's what we're doing. We're also going to hit on another topic that Stephanie brought up in our group chat earlier today, which is really fascinating.
I did?
Yeah, the online gaming thing.
Yes, yeah, I'm just being cheeky.
Ha! But first, we're going to go into our Patreon producer shout-outs. Remember, you can support this show and other shows on Patreon, patreon.com/Boss Network. For just $1, you get early access to 5 separate shows. For $5, you can become a Patreon producer at the bronze tier. And we've unleashed the silver tier, everybody. The $10 silver tier, the community interaction tier, which is now you obviously get the $5 and the $1 rewards for that, but you also get voting rights and topic submissions for specific shows. Very excited for that. Voting rights for video game book club, and spoiler alert, haven't decided on the name of the show yet, but it's one of those. So that
I was excited to hear
yeah.
that.
I think it's something that we've wanted to do internally, and with the success of Talk the Walk on that very specific genre, I think we have a space to explore there outside of that, and maybe make that like an alternating, every other week we have Talk the Walk and every other week we have video game book club. So very excited for that. Also, I want to read this specifically because I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. Voting rights for our video game book club, voting rights for Talk the Walk game of the month, topic submissions for After Dark and Expansion Pass. You can submit questions for 1v1 interviews, and we will prioritize your questions for the other shows. There will be a post every week for the shows for you to submit questions there if you are a patron. Obviously, we are still going to ask questions in our Discord. So if you join the Boss Rush Discord, we encourage you to join it to ask questions there. But that's where we're at with the $10 tier. Very exciting, very cool tier. Also, you get a Discord perk at that tier, the Patreon VIP, and you have a very special channel that you can hang out in, and you get a little orange badge that says Patreon VIP for your profile thing. So, yeah. But without further ado,
happy to our listeners out there, happy
go.
What? I was gonna say happy day before Game Awards Day.
Yes, because it's actually 4 days after by the time this goes live on Patreon. It's fine. Yeah. So we'll actually be talking about the Game Awards on the next episode. But
I swear it feels like we beat this shit to death, and I apologize to you guys earlier, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make it official and apologize on a stream or on a broadcast. I do apologize that there's no bossies this year.
Yeah, I was looking at our kind of working Discord, and I was like, oh yeah, we were gonna do that, and then we didn't.
But you know what? Here's something I think we need to be a little. We need to be snappier about getting reviews on the bossrush.net website. We do, and I know that means sometimes asking an obligation for people that people aren't ready to commit to, because we're not getting like game codes from like publishers and developers and stuff like that. So like that means we have to like wait till the day of release and shell out of pocket unless someone's playing an early access game and stuff like that. But I think 2023 we should definitely make a more objective approach to like getting some reviews on the website. That way, when we turn around, we have our controversial award show for video games. They can't be like, well, those guys never reviewed those games. Yes, the fuck we did, because they're on the website. Go check it out.
Yeah, I want to be able to, if I don't write the reviews, at least play the majority of the games when it comes to nominee time. And that's the thing about game codes, right? Like, Corey, I know you've kind of shared your thoughts on it, and I do agree to some extent. But the one plus side of getting review codes is that we could play the game before it's released, so the review can be ready to go. But we're getting there.
I'm saying this right now, though. Any game codes that we get and I see an embargo on, I will probably pass on those, because I already know those games are going to be trash.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like my opinion shouldn't affect the way that people, like, how Stephanie and David run the website, right? Like, that's more of my opinion for running the podcast, right? Or like, some of the podcasts, like I had to stop listening to podcasts for like a month because they got God of War early, and by the time the game come out, they were literally spoiling the podcasts on the show.
They weren't supposed to though. Like they were under an embargo. They weren't supposed to be spoiling
and it's just
shit.
like, well, I don't want to know this. The game's not even out yet. Like I don't want to know this, So I like stop listening to stuff.
On Crossroads, we did a very light spoiler cast, but we didn't give anything away.
There's a way to do like talk about the game without spoiling it, and I feel like people have become very poor at that. Like, I just remember back in the day, people.
That's because podcasters aren't journalists.
Well, some of them are. I mean, the IGN podcasts, they're all whatever. I don't.
Those guys are full of themselves.
Here's the thing. I only listen to one IGN podcast anymore, but like. It's just like I don't.
The only person from IGN I still love is Damon Hatfield.
I listen to Game Scoop every week. That's the only one I listen to. I like Ryan McCaffrey also, but I don't like some of the people that are on that show with him, so I kind of stopped listening weekly. But those are like the only two people at IGN that I still care to read or listen to. But that's either here nor there, right? Some people like IGN. Go like IGN. I used to love IGN. I just don't go there a lot anymore. It's fine.
Hey, maybe one of these days we'll get so big that everybody will swear that we're bought or we're paid.
Maybe. And you can help us do that by heading over to Patreon.
Hey,
there you go.
Our Patreon producers for this episode of the Boss Rush podcast are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian Skipper, my wife Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. I want to thank all of our Patreon producers. I want to thank all of our patrons, and I want to thank everybody who listens for free. If you are a free listener, please head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a 5-star rating and a nice review. If you are watching on YouTube, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, leave a comment. And if you unsubscribe from our Patreon, I know we have an exit survey, kind of a generic one, but if you did leave Patreon, we would like to know why, and if there's anything we can do to improve it, it would help us out that way as well. Also, I know money's tight and it's really hard to ask people for money that way. So, like I said, if you can't support us financially, just leave us a nice rating or subscribe to the YouTube channel or something. Join our Discord. It's all fun.
Show us some love.
Anyways, Metacritic Draft, everybody. All right. So, I'm actually really excited for this because I know the answers, and where's our thing?
I was gonna be like, are you trying to keep us in suspense?
No, I'm trying to find the draft list. I found it. Don't worry, found it. All right, so I will go with the third place finisher with 674 points.
Ooh.
LeRon came in third place. Yep.
I was in third place? That's because all my picks got delayed.
Probably the delays.
I'm gonna name off your games. You had a lot of like really high scoring games, LeRon, but you also had a lot of delays.
Mm-hmm.
So
So if it wasn't for the delays, I bet you'd be number one.
I thought you were gonna win like for a long time. So Uncharted.
Oh, good. I'm the loser, so I get the pick first.
Uncharted had an 87. Horizon had an 88. Elden Ring had a 96.
There you go.
Ghostwire Tokyo had a 77. Last of Us Part 1 had an 88. Modern Warfare 2 had a 79. And then Callisto Protocol has a 73. And Bayonetta 3 had an 86. So, like, you had a ton of great scores. It's just you had Hogwarts Legacy, Forspoken, Final Fantasy 16, Advance Wars all got delayed. So and Little Devil Inside does not have a release date yet.
Yeah, what the hell happened to that game? They were screaming about that game. Like,
you know what's funny too is that it still says 2022 as a release date. Yeah.
What? Well, that's not good.
Was it coming out? Was it coming out on December 31st?
It just says 2022. I don't know. I looked it up in 3 separate places.
Wow.
But even if that score got 100, you still wouldn't have come in second place. So, the second place person with 788 points was me.
What?
My highest scores were Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at an 89, God of War Ragnarok at a 94, Tunic at an 85, Midnight Suns at an 83. And then I had a bunch of like 60s and 70s. Nobody Saves the World at 79, Gotham Knights at 69. Nice. MLB The Show 77, Tiny Tina's Wonderland 77, Valkyrie Elysium at 65, Star Ocean at 70. And then my 3 delays were Starfield, Stalker 2, and Sea of Stars all got 0. Which means our winner for the 2022 Metacritic Draft is Stephanie with a whopping 875 points.
What? I can't believe that, because one of the games that I picked got really
the thing is, you only had one delay, which was Zelda. Sifu got an 80, Gran Turismo 7 got an 87, Ninja Turtles got an 89, Stray got an 83, Mario Rabbids 86, Triangle Strategy 83, Splatoon 3 83, Plague Tale Requiem 83, Return
All these 80s.
Return to Monkey Island was an 86, and Live Alive was an 81.
Wow.
Wasn't Aztec
53.
the Forgotten Gods on there? 53. That was the one. As soon as I got that, I'm like, okay. Wow.
So,
yeah.
Stephanie, you win. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. But that means you also pick last in this.
I am bummed about that.
Which also means your one delay is up for grabs.
I know, and I know it's not going to be there by the time it's my turn.
Zelda.
What was her one delay? What was it? Oh yeah.
So,
I gotta keep my delays safe. So like, I will not be trying to grab anybody else's delays.
Yeah, maybe the roles will be reversed.
I already know Corey's gonna snatch one of mine, though. I know he is.
No, this is the time that Corey's gonna extract his revenge. Because remember, I would inadvertently take all of the games that he was about to.
You took Ninja Turtles from him. Like I just felt his soul get crushed when you took Shredder's revenge.
And now it's payback time.
Oh man. So yeah. Stephanie, just message me later, and I'll get you that whatever gift card of choice.
Yay!
So yeah, this was fun. I'm like more excited to do this again because this was like this whole scoring thing was fun. But just
it really was, and nice to see it full circle.
This is in our working Discord. It's the pinned thing in our Discord. So like you guys could have seen who won for like the last 3 days.
Oh.
But it's fine. It was fun.
And I'm glad that we got a jump on it, because for this year we started in March. I mean, not that a ton of big games came out in January and February, but like for example, and I'm sorry, just like a Pokemon on the brain, but Pokemon Arceus, for example, came out in January, and I forgot what other big ones. So not that we'll have a shortage of games to choose from for 2023.
So, are we? So, I guess we didn't really decide this. Are we going to draft now? Are we going to draft now, or are we for this episode, or are we going to wait? We should probably draft soon. Was that our plan? Was to draft, or was it not? I can't remember. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't remember. But I feel like we probably should not draft just yet.
No, okay.
Stephanie's like all ready to go.
Well, I mean, oh shit. Okay,
it's okay. We don't have to do it today. It's okay. I mean, not that piece of paper is going anywhere.
Shit.
That's what you thought about your tire until about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Paxel, what kitty treats do you like?
Stray on a tray.
Oh my gosh, that you said that earlier, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize Stray's Metacritic was that high.
I knew Stray was going to get a high Metacritic score. I knew it was. I didn't think it was going to get in the 90s, but I knew for sure it was going to get like 80s.
Because cats.
Well,
I still think, okay, now I will say this: Stray is a good game. Stray's a good game. I have not played it, but I have watched my roommates play through of it on the Silicon Syndicate YouTube channel. And it's a wonderful game. It's a wonderful game and stuff like that.
Oh, it absolutely is. I'm just afraid if I say anything, people won't believe me because I'm already biased.
Yeah, but now that being said, I think the world fell in love with it because it's a cat game, and I remember the episode of Crossroads. Me, Nelly, and Austin were like, "We're playing this game. Cat's the cutest thing."
Yeah.
I haven't played the game yet, but I know Austin and Nelly have.
all right. Well, you know what? We're gonna draft now then, because like I kind of want to draft
fine.
now, but I wanted to give people the option of like, hey, we don't really want to do it yet. So clearly Stephanie's ready. She's made all of her picks and her backup picks and next year's picks, and I don't know.
All right. Well, I got first pick, so I need to go ahead and
So okay, hold on. Here are the games. We're gonna do the games that are up for grabs from this past draft first. Okay, so yeah,
we're gonna do this first. We're gonna do those first.
Do we have to exhaust them all?
We don't have to. We can pick until we're done, I guess. But the games are Advance Wars, Final Fantasy 16, Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy, Zelda, Starfield, Stalker, and Sea of Stars. So there's 9 games.
Oh, so we're not doing the Little Devil Inside because of the weird date.
There's a weird date on that one.
Cool.
All right, so one more time.
Advance Wars, Forspoken, Hogwarts Legacy, Zelda, Sea of Stars,
Starfield, and Stalker 2.
I said
Final Fantasy
16. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that in your read. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and already call Final Fantasy 16.
calls Final Fantasy 16. Should I be a jerk now or be a jerk later?
Just get it over with. Just get it over with.
I really want to steal Zelda. I know.
Well, I mean, nothing's stopping you.
Yeah, nothing's stopping you.
My
just rip
conscience
that Band-Aid
is
off.
yelling at me, but I'm stealing Zelda.
Okay.
I was about to say, this is your problem. You yeah, I thought I was a good guy.
Okay. I think I will take Starfield.
She scooped me.
All right. LeRon, you're up.
I have zero faith in Forspoken, so I'm not claiming that one. I don't think shit. I don't know.
While he's thinking, there is going to be like a 14 or something minute like gameplay showcase for Forspoken tomorrow. I'm interested to see what that looks like.
I'm actually quite excited for Forspoken.
I was never impressed with it to begin with, and then the 2 delays kind of sunk it for me.
I'm really excited for Forspoken actually.
So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and call that Hogwarts Legacy.
That's a tough one because I'm like, I do think it's going to be a stellar game, but I'm also terrified of like review bombers just because it has not
for Legacy.
Right. I hope not, but there's going to be those people who are like, oh, it's part of the Harry Potter thing, J.K. Rowling.
I feel like Forspoken could also get this because get that same treatment because like Square's been kind of hit or miss lately.
That's true.
Anything Square has been doing lately that's not Final Fantasy is not getting them shit.
Speaking of not Final Fantasy, I'm stealing Forspoken, LeRon.
I knew you would. Well, it only makes sense
No,
because I stole
Hogwarts
Hogwarts
Legacy was
Legacy from you.
yours.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, it was? Oh, yeah, that's right, it was.
Yeah.
That's right, it was. Okay, then I'm just taking it back. Like, I
Yeah.
stole it from you this year.
All right, Stephanie, it's
That's
your
what it
turn.
was.
Because all we have left is Stalker 2, Sea of Stars, and Advance Wars. Right?
Oh,
I'll take Sea of Stars.
The game looks so good.
It does, but now it's getting down to it's tough for me to pick. I don't know. I think Advance Wars will do well, but I don't want to take it away from LeRon.
I don't know if Advance Wars do well because remember when it was playable for 2 days?
Yeah.
People were saying some bad shit about it.
Oh, okay.
People were saying it's a very rough port. So unless Nintendo is working on that port right now, I don't know if I have faith in it. Of course I will be getting it day one because I will support that franchise. It's one of my favorite franchises from the Game Boy Advance era. So Stalker 2 and Advance Wars. You know what? I called Advance Wars this year, so I'll keep it on there. I'll keep that energy.
Right.
I feel like that's gonna bury me though, because like the Nintendo magic doesn't always work my way, and right now Nintendo's been fucking up. Like if that Pokemon game is any indicator.
And yet people play it.
They're not gonna fuck up Zelda. I know that. Well, I don't know because we thought they were gonna fuck up like the last Zelda game.
Hyrule Warriors doesn't count.
Warriors. Okay.
Skyward Sword has always been bad. Here's the thing. Skyward Sword is polished. It's just not fun. Okay, and it's a port of a Wii game.
Yeah, LeRon, you're talking to the two Zelda fans that actually dislike Skyward Sword. Like, and it's not because it's a bad game.
The story's
like,
amazing.
I just don't like it.
The gameplay, like, I hate that every enemy is a puzzle. That's the problem.
I feel like the story should carry the game though.
Yeah, but you're like Corey said, almost every fight is a puzzle, and for me, it's listen. You go do something for 3 dungeons, and then you go do something else for a couple dungeons, and you get to get the stupid hero song, and then you have to fight the prison 3 times.
Also, you're revisiting the same areas over and over again, and they just like change and open up a new area within the area, and it's like I get it, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so does that leave Stalker 2 for you, Corey, or are you gonna leave that be?
I don't know. See, the thing is like everybody loves Stalker 1 so much, but I know that this game got delayed because of the war, not because like they're doing anything bad to it or anything. It's just like I don't know if I want to carry that with me with all the games coming out next year. So, I actually think I'm done. Okay.
Then that means you're picking the first out of the fresh list of new games.
What are you keeping? Are you stealing anything? Are you?
No. What do you mean? I think LeRon has 3. I have 3. You just have 2.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I lied. I have 2. LeRon has 3. So, but you're still next. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think then for my first pick of next year is going to be. Ooh, this is a toughie because in January we got Fire Emblem, we got Dead Space, which I know LeRon probably wants. We got that cool Horizon VR game. Destiny 2 Lightfall. That seems promising. I'm just scoping out this list real quick here. I think, actually, you know what? You know what my first pick's going to be? I heard everybody talking about it today. Mm-hmm. I think Diablo 4 is going to be my first pick.
Ooh, that's solid.
Do we know if Diablo 4 is actually
June 5th? They got a release date today.
Do we know that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, they gave everybody a 20-hour demo. and everybody says that this game is going to ruin people's lives next year because it's so good. So I said, okay, Diablo
Okay.
4.
Okay.
So, I guess that means Stephanie, you're up.
Yeah, I'm going to
Ooh.
take a big risk here. Really big risk. And I'm going to call Horizon Call of the Mountain.
VR.
It is a risk, but I think
Yeah. I think if
it's a
anybody
safe
can pull
risk.
it, I think if anybody can pull off a first party VR game, it's going to be Sony, to be honest.
Exactly. That's like I don't think I'd pick any
I think
other
the
VR
only other
game
VR
on
game
my
I would
roster,
pick if one was coming out would be a Half-Life game because of Valve. But all right, LeRon, you get to make your first pick. What is it?
You guys know what it is.
Dead Space?
It's the Dead Space remake.
All right. Well, that makes my next pick easy. Fire Emblem Engage. I hate that name. It's so
Engage.
stupid. Protagonist looks stupid too.
Engage.
Gosh, I wish that game didn't look so stupid because it's going to be fun.
Remake.
Actually, I actually think this game is going to not be as good as people think they want it to be, which kind of scares me. I like the idea of bringing out in all these old characters, but they're also bringing back the hardcore element of the game and taking away the parts of Three Houses that people liked. So I don't know. We'll see.
So I just want to make sure I got the release date
Stephanie,
right.
you're going to pick I Am Jesus Christ, right? The PC game?
Oh my gosh. Like, did you take a look at my list? Because I wrote that down, not because I was going to pick it, but like I wanted to talk about it. There's actually a sim game called I Am Jesus Christ.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
There's a sequel to Hyper Light Drifter coming out next year? What? Wait, did I miss this?
Yep. Yep. All right, while he's kind of freaking out over that, I'm going to take the Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Woo!
That's going to be good.
Cutthroat.
Well, I don't know. I mean, hopefully it wasn't rushed because I don't know. It seemed to come out of nowhere and now it's coming early.
It was announced over a year ago.
It just seemed sudden. But then nothing.
They announced
they were planning a sequel.
The game. They announced they were working on developing a sequel right after the game came. Right after the Series X and PS5 versions came out.
See, what is that called? Oh, Hyperlight Breaker. Yeah, I shared it with the XP cast because Pat has like this really significant hatred towards Hyperlight Drifter. So yeah, LeRon, what's next for you?
Sure.
You guys ready to hate me?
Oh, sure.
Resident Evil 4.
I felt that was going to happen, but that makes sense.
All right.
Totally makes sense.
My next game, since Stephanie stole mine, I am actually going to pick Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay.
I don't know.
When's that coming out again?
Year.
Ish. Oh.
Rebirth.
It's sometime next year. It just has a generic 2023 release date.
All right.
Yeah.
So for me, I always got to have a couple of quote unquote indies. The first of which I'm going to take Coffee Talk 2.
I forgot that was coming out.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty solid, first game that a lot of people like. There's a big oh, I'm sorry, Paxel, I'm sorry. Large following, so I want to support it. So my vote will be for Coffee Talk 2.
Nice. All right, LeRon, you're up.
All right, because this game got a release date just today.
Ooh.
Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
I really like how that game looks. I know some people are like really annoyed by it. I'm like, that game looks super cool. I might actually like get into Street Fighter for a hot minute until I realize I suck at fighting games.
Same
Well,
here.
this game might
so
get
cool.
me back into Street Fighter.
All right, so I guess it's my turn, right? Man. I think my next game is going to be I'm gonna go with a safe pick here. Forza Motorsport. That's an extremely safe pick, I know, but Forza hasn't scored below a 9 on Metacritic since the second entry, so.
Oh wow, that's a smart move.
I hope they do they're doing the free to play battle pass thing. I hope they don't mess that up. That's the only thing that has me worried. But as long as the mechanics are good, I can't see them dinging it for monetization really that hard.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Next, I will take what the internet was buzzing about for a little bit when news was announced was Dead Island 2.
Good.
That's
pick.
an interesting pick.
Good pick.
That comes out in April.
I hope that
believe.
game does well.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Just because that game's been in development for like 12 years. And three developers.
Right? So you think it'd have to be good.
All right, LeRon, it's your turn. Are there any other horror?
How many total are we doing?
We're
by
doing
the way,
10 now, and then
10.
I
Okay.
think
10. Okay, 1, 2,
because
3,
there's going to be a
4,
lot of
5,
reveals at the
6.
Game Awards, and there will probably be some sort of Nintendo Direct in January, right? So I think in March we'll do a pickup like of three more games. I think is what we'll do. And then after E3 next year, we'll do a pickup for 3 more games. And we'll end with like 15, 16, 17 games. So that way, we don't really miss out on things. Although you could argue that this year we missed out on a few things. So. But whatever. It's fine. It's fun.
Just a little. Speaking of fun,
all right.
LeRon, what's your next pick?
All right. My next pick is going to be Wolong.
That was literally the game I was staring at right now. I think people who like Sekiro and Bloodborne are going to love this game. All right, so I guess my next game is going to be let's see. I think man, is Alan Wake 2 really coming out next year? Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to waste that though. Monster Hunter Rise comes out on new platforms next year. Nope.
Yeah, pick that one.
Nope.
How are we even going to review that game?
It's the same game that runs it. Yeah,
Rise is 2 years old. Rise is 2 years old now.
See, Octopath Traveler 2 also comes out next year, but I feel like that first game didn't. It was like 7s. Yeah, and I feel like the
I feel like it's
magic of that HD 2D is kind of worn off. You know what? I'm gonna pick Lightfall. Destiny 2 Lightfall.
I was wondering if you were going to pick that. I almost wanted to throw its name
out
there.
But
just
the thing is,
like,
the main expansions don't usually review well. They're usually like in the 7s because it's usually just the campaign and then all the extra stuff comes out later. I know. Gosh, it's so good.
Yeah,
The new season started on Tuesday. I have yet to play.
I haven't played any of
I'll
Title
probably play this
3 or
weekend,
Monster
though.
Hunter yet.
Maybe check out that new dungeon. Rasputin's back. The Warmind stuff. Cool new armor sets. There's 8 new armor sets this season. So excited. Anyways, Stephanie, it's your turn. Sorry.
Yay. No, it's okay. Now we're getting to the point where there's some that I do want to pick, but the pending release date of 2023 doesn't have me feeling very confident. So I might stick with some of the safer options. I'm going to put in for Wild Hearts, releasing in February.
I don't even know
I'm torn with that game.
Oh, right.
It's a Monster Hunter. It's a Monster Hunter clone.
Yeah,
that's the one that EA is doing with
Monster Hunter
Tecmo
clone,
Koei, right?
And
oh, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like I don't know, but then again, like I probably need to recuse myself because it is a Monster Hunter clone, and I've always been unforgiving with Monster Hunter clones because like I can name so many Monster Hunter clones that were supposed to like scratch that itch when like Monster Hunter went in limbo and went to Nintendo DS. Like I mean, Soul Sacrifice, freaking Freedom Wars, freaking what's the fucking game? Like there's so many of them, and they were like, nope. I'll just play these old ass Monster Hunter games on my PSP until we get something. Yeah. All right. So it's my turn again, right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, we've only done 7 games.
We got 3 more.
Really?
Better make them count.
All right.
I did.
Someone already called Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Dead Island 2 has been snatched up. There's no way in hell I'm giving a vote to.
Here's the thing.
There's no way.
Man, that game. Never mind. Pass. Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, I feel like I might be putting a nail in my coffin when I call this one, but Redfall.
I think
I was
that
wondering when
game's
someone
going
was
to
going to pick
be
that.
really interesting. I hope it's another one of those games that I hope is good, but I probably won't touch.
What way?
Oh shit! Where's the grid at? Of all those all those day one Xbox.
Well, right now it's only Redfall.
Where the hell is that? I need to find that right now.
Starfield and Forza and I guess Diablo. Gosh, man, that's the thing. If this Activision Blizzard thing goes through, dude, Diablo 4 on Game Pass.
I think the campaign will be on Game Pass
for multiplayer.
You have to pay for that.
Nah.
Nah.
No.
Maybe I don't
know. No. Okay. That Yakuza spinoff is coming out next year, right? That Like a Dragon Inshin.
Oh, like a dragon. You got Ishin, and you've got another one. There's really 2 coming out next year.
Ishin? Is that how you say that?
Ishin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
That's my pick.
All right. David Lasby, this is for you. Aliens, Dark Descent.
Oh boy.
She went there.
You went there.
Mm-hmm.
You went there.
I'm definitely taking a lot more risks
you're a winner.
This year.
Take risks.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
Okay. Back to me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'm starting to lose faith in like the games that are.
Don't worry, LeRon. We're gonna have a whole slew of games to pick tomorrow.
No, no one's thinking about Suicide Squad.
Especially
I feel
since
like I've kind of lost faith in that game.
Half the studio just left.
This is a PC release. But I'm gonna go with Company of Heroes 3 coming in February.
Company Heroes, okay.
Company of Heroes is an RTS game.
Oh.
I actually own the first two.
That's a good pick. Okay. I think people are gonna like that. I think that game's gonna do well. Yeah, I don't really like the rest of these games. Actually, one of the game I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna play this game. I think it's too hipster for me, but I think that's gonna work in my advantage for Metacritic. Goodbye Volcano High.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Ooh, are you sure about that, Corey?
Yep.
Ah, good luck.
I don't even know.
That's the indiest indie title I've seen in a while. In all honesty.
No.
In all honesty, we thought Stray was an indie.
All the hipsters and all
was like an out there.
All the reviewers that are into all that stuff are just gonna eat it up. I think they're gonna be so excited, and I think that's gonna work to my advantage. So,
all right, Corey, taking advantage of the hipsters. So I have a feeling that as a sequel to a great indie game, it can't possibly score worse than Aztec: The Forgotten Gods. So my next vote is going to go for Oxenfree 2. That got delayed. It was supposed to come out last year, but they said it will be coming out in 2023. Oxenfree, the first one. I don't know what the Metacritic was, but I just know it was a loved game. I think it's like Night School Studios. I forgot.
They're coming first to Netflix, they say, because Netflix owns the studio now.
Oh, geez. All right. Well,
okay. No, it's coming to everything. But
I don't know if I'll ever be playing it then. Okay. Guys, I think we're in our last picks. And just to throw some titles out, Skull and Bones, Have a Nice Death, Alan Wake 2, Amnesia the Bunker, Angerfoot. Huh? Well, I'm helping us all out. Gunbrella, I Am Jesus Christ. I don't think this is coming out this upcoming year.
It was supposed to come out in
Frontiers
November.
of Pandora.
It was supposed to come out right before the movie. This movie. I think they're going to line it up with whenever the next movie comes out.
Yeah. Right. Suicide Squad, Plucky Squire, Wolf Among Us 2. Blah 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 blah.
You forgot one very important one, and I'm very happy that you did.
No,
I don't care about that game.
Oh.
What, Assassin's Creed Mirage? That one?
Yeah. Is that definitely?
It's supposed to be next year.
Supposed to be.
Although I think that game is actually going to score pretty well because
hold on, I'm putting some
people are like, make it like the first one, which I don't know if anybody remembers.
Oh, for sure.
Assassin's Creed 1 got a 6 out of 10 from Official PlayStation Magazine. Revisionist history, man. You know, it's a thing.
It really is.
I'm putting some real thought in this last one.
All right. Let's see.
I am. Shit.
Are you like debating between a couple, or are you just genuinely like unsure?
I'm generally unsure.
You know,
and I don't want to throw some names out there because like some games have not been called.
And it's weird because we still don't know anybody's first party games next year except for Nintendo's, right? I mean, so that's going to be like the real test when all these games get announced tomorrow.
Shit.
Let's keep scrolling while he's looking. Let's see.
Yeah, for real. I'm really
It's all right. While you're thinking, do you think the remaster of Tales of Symphonia will do well?
It all depends. It honestly all depends. Because if they poorly optimize,
well, it's not based on the PS3 remaster. It's based on the
GameCube
GameCube version. I know, but that makes it worse.
That still doesn't help.
Hey, well, you know what you should pick, LeRon?
What's that?
Oh crap, I had it. You should absolutely pick Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Kerbal Space Program 2.
No.
I really thought you were about to say that.
What if there was a Kirby Space Program? Where you just turn Kirby into a giant rocket and try to send him to space.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Or Curse of the Sea Rats.
Fuck.
Oh, I forgot about Dune Spice Wars.
That's the one I'm hovering on right there. That's the one I'm actually hovering on, but I'm trying to see if anything else on the list might actually do. You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it. Dune Spice Wars. Because I said last night on Crossroads, I was like, this looks like it's finally going to be the home run for all those games based off the Dune, like books that will finally get like the traction that the fans needed.
Right.
So I feel like this is the one.
All right.
Nice. So there we go. Dune Spice Wars.
Well,
now to help some of you guys out, because there were some ones that I was really wringing my hands on.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured.
You really think there's going to be a high score? I mean, really? Okay.
I'm not asking it like I know a lot of people did, and I know a lot of people are really looking forward to this. So I think based off of anticipation and the love for that first game,
that's true.
I think it's going to score higher than maybe. I think it's going to score higher regardless.
Well, you know what? I'm not throwing any more names out there. Stephanie already won this year, so I'm not.
What? Come on, judging by my picks, I'm really kind of just.
I don't know. Okay, you got a lot of good games on your list here, Stephanie.
Okay, so there's this game.
Well,
yeah, I know, right?
I know. I was thinking of just picking. Honestly, I was thinking of picking another indie. At first, I was thinking Blanc, but Blanc is like a co-op just on Switch, so I don't know if that's gonna do well. And the other one, I hate to be just so safe, but I was gonna pick either Angerfoot or Gunbrella because they're both Devolver Digital games. I can't picture them doing terribly bad. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm really overlooking. Another Craft's Treasure? No. Have the Baldur's Gate games been doing well?
Well, there hasn't
Baldur's Gate 3 is supposed to be coming out next year out of early access. Because it was a Stadia exclusive, and now it's not because Stadia doesn't exist anymore. Because Google probably paid them a ton of money to do that.
I don't understand.
Release date. Yeah. How confident are we with that? I don't know.
What game?
I mean, they're going to be at the Game Awards tomorrow.
You know what?
Oh.
Oh my gosh. So this is what I had on my list, because you could tell I tend to lean towards more indies, and they don't necessarily score as well as the AAA. Angerfoot, Gumbrella, The Plucky Squire, and The Wolf Among Us 2. And I know The Wolf Among Us 2 was delayed for a while. I think a lot of people are really looking forward to that. It says 2023.
That first game, a lot of people love that first game.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I'm just saying, and maybe this is a rhetorical question. Don't answer it if you feel like you don't want to help me out here. Like, how likely do you think 2023? Like, I don't know how solid
it was supposed
that
to come out
date
this
is.
year,
I'm
and
not
then
sure
it
if
got
it's one of those
delayed.
games
So,
I want to wait a little bit.
I think 2023 for that game specifically is probably a safe bet. Probably summer.
Yeah.
Out of the games you just named, that
I'll
would be
go
the
with
one
Wolf
that I would
Among Us
pick
2.
for.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I guess we can go down our list of
Nice.
picks. All right. So LeRon, you have.
We got Final Fantasy 16,
Mhm.
Hogwarts Legacy, Advance Wars Reboot Camp, Dead Space, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Street Fighter 6, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, Redfall, Company Heroes 3,
Solid
and
list.
Dune Spice Wars.
Solid.
I'll go next, I guess. I have Zelda that I stole. I'm very proud of that steal. Forspoken, Diablo 4, Fire Emblem Engage, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Forza Motorsport, Destiny 2 Lightfall, Like a Dragon Ishin, Goodbye Volcano High, and Hollow Knight Silk Song. I really regret that Volcano
definitely
High
a
pick, but it's
diverse
fine.
selection there.
That was an instant regret.
I feel like you are.
It's cool though.
My picks for 2023 so far are Starfield, Sea of Stars, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Coffee Talk 2, Dead Island 2, Wild Hearts, Aliens Dark Descent, Oxenfree 2, and Wolf Among
There you
Us
have
2.
it, everybody. Our
Set in stone.
Stephanie, I feel like your Aliens Dark Descent is going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah. I think
Maybe.
Stephanie's list is pretty good though.
Maybe.
I think
It is
her
good list.
downers are going to be Dead Island and Alien Dark Descent. But I think Sea of Stars and Starfield and Jedi and Star Wars are all going to raise those up. So
I think we as far as release date wise though, I think most of these are pretty safe as far as not getting zeros.
I mean, whatever gets announced
like,
tomorrow
like we all
or
did
Yeah.
last
at
year.
the beginning of the year for something, right? I think those will be the ones that get quote unquote delayed. So I don't know. I almost picked Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
Also,
Cool.
which I'm
Mm.
no. It
Is that is that on anybody's list? I feel like that still has not gotten
yeah,
a
it's
date.
not. It's not.
No, I meant like anybody's release list.
Which is crazy because that was the first game they showed off for Series X. But
that was
they did show that big gameplay thing last year. I think it's going to come out next year. I mean, that game's been in development forever. So all right. Well, that's it. That's our Metacritic draft.
Right.
Stephanie, a topic. Do we want to hit that real quick?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I took a screenshot. I wish I actually saved the
sent us the
actual
link,
link to it. Wait, I sent you guys the link, didn't I?
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, just because it's late and I'm tired, I want to pull up the article just so I can. But it has to do with shocker, toxic gamers, especially if you are playing as a female. So from Gaming Bible, male gamers pose as women online in new study are abused beyond belief. Women in Games Argentina conducted a study where professional male Valorant players entered matches while using a voice modulator to sound like women. The result, a shocking severity of verbal abuse, death threats, and frustration purely based on their gender. Let me just provide one example here. The study set up Alfredito, Lucius, and Tasher with a voice modulator. When Alfredito, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, tried to strategize with his team, he was interrupted. If he asked for help, he was told, "Be better at the game, fucking bitch." Lucius encountered his team to work together and win and was told to get out of the game because this game was for men only. And a lot of the comments made by the men were censored due to the intensity of language used against women. Wow. It's one of those things where probably, I mean, I'm glad the study was conducted to actually provide examples, but again, like Corey just said, is that a surprise? But LeRon, I'd like to know if you've encountered that, only because you've mentioned that you've played as a female character before, and it was interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So like, I didn't go the route of like having a voice modulator or anything like that, so I can't really say for sure. In all honesty, like I feel like the community I was playing in was pretty inclusive. Like it was Monster Hunter, like back in the day. I didn't really run across that, but I do know for sure that they like that level of misogyny is there. What really piques my interest about this though is what really piques my interest on this is do we know, okay, because we know these guys are we know these people from Argentina. So were they playing in the Argentinian region, because like let's just look at South American nations are known for their misogyny and bullshit. So I need I need a little more context for you, like what region were they in and stuff like that. Yeah, I do know female gamers do have a bad. I feel like they have a rough time unless like their content creators are well known people from Twitch and YouTube. Just a regular run of the mill female trying to play a game. Yeah, like probably not the best time and stuff like that. Unless they're brought in by somebody that's already trusted. In that community. But personally, I didn't run into that. As a matter of fact, like me playing as a guy in real life. The acronym is girl. If anything, I had to worry about like just not so much harassment, but like advances.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there was usually, as a pharmacist, I have to look at clinical studies. Usually there's like a citation. So I was going to like kind of maybe I'll look into it a bit more, because you're right, demographics are something you need to consider. Um but it would be nice if maybe we saw a larger sample size next time. Maybe there could be like an international
Yeah.
sampling. Now, I know it's not the same, okay, but I just want to like give a shout out to my own was it an editorial that I had about Princess Peach, um, and just how the movie Super Mario Brothers movie is going to portray her. And I said, I think it's moving in the right direction based off of what I've seen in the trailers. And those man babies in the Facebook groups jumped down my throat and were just absolutely terrible and awful. I know it's
Wait, what were these? Wait, what were they saying?
Oh, I mean, like, I've had worse. I think I've got a much more malicious reaction to the LGBTQ article I wrote, but this one, they're just kind of talking about just, Peach is fine. Peach was a playable character. It was just very tone deaf, like the responses, because my point wasn't Princess Peach needs to be a playable character because she has been a playable character. It's more that Princess Peach has literally been captured in almost every single mainline, if not every single mainline Mario game. And she was always portrayed as, having no agency. She's just always getting picked up by Bowser for Mario to save her. And I was just explaining that in the movie, even though we don't know what happens to her, she's at least almost acting like a Zelda now, where she at least has her own agency. She's acting like an active, um, princess, and she wants to defend her kingdom. She's seen picking up either a halberd or a spear or something, which is kind of weird, but cool.
It's it is weird that like Nintendo picks something that's not an actual video game property to finally make Peach useful. Because the only other
Mario
time I
2,
feel
she
like
was
she's
pretty
been useful
useful.
is in her game Super Princess Peach.
Right. And
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, there was that too. Yeah.
so, LeRon, have you played Super Princess Peach?
I played a little bit of it. Like I didn't own the game, but I played a little bit of it. I borrowed it from a friend.
Pat from the XP cast told me that there was an
Yeah,
emotion
I
meter.
remember that game got a
Is
lot
that
of hate
true?
Yes.
because
She will
from
start crying.
outlets because they portrayed her as like a crybaby and like her special power was crying to like hurt enemies or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's stuff like it's basically
Fun
stuff like
mechanic
that.
though.
And that
Fun mechanic though.
that's why I said like maybe Illumination had a little bit of a factor with building Princess Peach's um, newer personality, and so just the crybabies who had a problem with my article were all men. Not a single woman critiqued it, but they're all saying Princess Peach is fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're all telling me like she's fine. Like she's a playable character. She blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. All you men can tell. And they called me like an activist, like all these new activist writers trying to shove their agenda down our throats. I'm like, I didn't realize that equality was an agenda, but
Well. First of all, you can tell all those incels to go fuck themselves.
yeah.
Because I mean, like it takes if it's not Samus Aran or Lara Croft, like female characters are only just there for looks, you know, you know, and it's a shame too because like it's crazy how men will want to play with certain female characters and not others because I guarantee you all these assholes never played Super Princess Peach, never. And they probably only used Princess Peach twice in Super Mario 2 in both times in World 4 because I know exactly the best places to use her at.
Yeah. So, it's not exactly related 100%, but I just feel like that's
No,
toxic mindset
but
still
no
out
that
there.
but no that also shows like a breakthrough of misogynies though, because like I feel like there should be I feel like there would be a better balance of like female protagonists in games if men just weren't dumbasses, you
Mhm.
know.
Oh, and you, LeRon, you have that experience. You wrote about misogyny in video games earlier this year, and that like caused an uproar. Well, it
Mhm.
had to do with Aloy not looking as quote unquote
Yeah.
feminine, and
Yeah, I'm like, do you guys read the room for a second there? Like who in a prehistoric hellscape is gonna have makeup and like shit? She's probably gonna come out looking like me, and I don't mean me, attributes, but like she's probably gonna be shit. Aloy, if I met Aloy in real life and Aloy was a real person, Aloy probably would have more muscles than me, but also have more grit and determination than me because I'm a little bitch. Like I can't trust myself to go work out by myself, which is why I have a workout partner because I will wuss out. Like I would be like I would do those bench presses and those curls. I'll be like, okay, this is too much. I'm done. I'm going home.
yeah. So
But then again, I'm comfortable enough with my masculinity that I can acknowledge when I run across women who have a bigger dick or set of balls than I do.
nice. I also think it's interesting, like, why do this generalized group of people think that when you're engaging in multiplayer, that avatar of a what looks like a male or looks like a
I
female
always
is the
like if I
same
have the
gender
choice,
as
I'm
the
always
person
playing as a
playing it?
woman in the
As the
games.
person playing, yeah,
Like that's just my
it's
preferred thing.
I used to
I
do that, and
I
I
always
stopped
do.
doing that
Even
because,
in
like I said, I
like
got in trouble.
multiplayer games. Well, in multiplayer games, it's almost an advantage because women are built smaller generally in games, so they have smaller hitboxes. So in multiplayer games, they're like harder to hit. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Small, or in like the case of the
Yeah,
Resident Evil games, like they're more
yeah.
like the female characters are
But
much
no,
more
I mean
thriftier
even
than
in
the male
games like
characters.
Mass
I
Effect and
never
stuff, like
understood
I
that.
always played as female shepherd, right?
Yeah,
oh, femshep. Hey, and I'm the opposite. Like, obviously, I always would, oh, not always, but like most times would play as a male character. I think for me, it's just like, well, I'm a cis female, and I identify as female. I just think it'd be cool to live a virtual
Mm-hmm.
experience as a male. Like, it's just like for me, it's like I want to be something different.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think that that's such an antiquated way. of viewing things. And, again, we don't have the full details behind where that study was conducted, but it's really
Yeah.
unfortunate that
Yeah, it feels like the article could have
Yeah.
had a little bit
I don't know.
more,
I
right.
think men
in
are
it.
stupid a lot of the time, especially now, right? I mean, it's just, and it feels like it's getting worse. I maybe I just wasn't paying attention before we started doing all this, but like, just feels like things are getting worse. And I'm not saying that from like we're gonna be the woke mob to destroy this stuff, right? But I'm just saying, just from a perspective of hearing, like, this is just, it's stupid, like, I don't know.
Well, it's funny you mention that because, like, I don't like calling myself woke
Mm-hmm.
necessarily. I just try to stay away from terms like that, but that's just like a personal preference. But the way I kind of see it is, even though I see a woke society, but you're right, I do still see this other part. So I almost see it like how like the middle
Mm-hmm.
class is vanishing in the US, and it's just like
Mhm.
more people are just becoming either like below the poverty line
Mm-hmm.
or like super rich. It's the same thing with viewpoints. Like I feel like people are getting like
There's
to
no,
the more extremes
yeah,
of
there's
either
no just
side, and we
like
can't just have
middle
a
anymore.
regular society. I know, and the people holding on to these
Right.
archaic
Yeah.
views are like
It's just, oh
digging
my
their
gosh.
heels in even more.
I
It's
don't know
like,
what caused that. I don't know if it
okay.
was like the whole, like, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel, and I don't know if this is right or not, but I just really started noticing it with, like, obviously with the Trump administration that was very divided. And I feel like that caused a lot of people to become even more divided and push their viewpoints to opposite spectrums where, like, I don't know, I feel like the previous regime, we finally found a place where, like, I don't know, I just feel like we've taken a big step back in the last 6, 7, 8 years, you know, and I don't want to blame it all on that, right? Because,
Mhm.
like, I don't know, but I that's when I started noticing the difference, really.
Hmm. I'm thinking like these people were always there, but during the Trump administration, I feel like those people kind of got
Yeah,
a bit ballsy and felt like they could start just kind of
yeah,
saying whatever they want to say a bit louder.
I agree.
But I mean, neither here nor there. I just come on, guys. Female gamers are just as cool as male gamers and non-binary gamers. Where it doesn't. Our
yeah,
gender does not determine how
yeah.
good we are at games.
It's 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 a crazy world out there. Just I don't understand why this affects people so much. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing.
I don't get it. Yeah, it's I don't understand it either. It's like if you don't like the female
Yeah,
character, don't play the fucking game, or don't play the character in the game if the female character is an option.
Mhm.
If you don't, it's just like if you don't like, if you
right.
don't want to get
Yeah,
gay married, then don't get gay married.
yeah.
The same
And I
fucking
was
thing
listening to an
applies here.
interview the other day with the former CEO of Tripwire Games, where, like, he uh he tweeted something out about being like he tweeted something out about being uh I think he was something about being pro life, right? Which is fine. I don't care what you believe in, whatever. Like, to me, that's not like an
Mm,
extreme viewpoint, as long as you're not like burning down abortion clinics, right? Because, like, there's
Mhm.
we know people that are pro life on our team, and it's fine.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
believe what you want, right? I think it's wrong that he lost his he got forced out of the company for being that, you know, especially when he did like
Mhm.
such a a great job of putting women in positions of power. And, with their games, he every female character that was designed, they had a women's committee that, like, got to decide, well, why, this character's too slutty, or this character's model doesn't fit the way they're dressed or whatever, right? And they had this whole thing of like, you know, this committee to judge characters, and they put women in charge in specific places that were like, you know, he made it a point to say like, I thought it was cool that we had women in charge. I didn't put them in charge because they were women. I put them in charge because they were qualified, but it also has like a nice natural diversity to our team. And then we also made it a point to be like, we don't want to be the studio that makes games that guys that we don't want to be the studio that makes characters that guys want to look at, right? We want to make characters that women want to play as, you know, and you know, because they wanted to encourage women that it's okay to play multiplayer games, right? And not be harassed for what you look like or who you are or how you play, right? And I thought it was a really cool interview, but the interview was more about like why he was forced out of the company and stuff, and it was like a really kind of sad story, all because he, you know, tweeted out that he was a, you know, pro-life, you know.
I think the problem was that his political
That's fine,
view,
but like
was he was judged on his political view, and that's a sad thing, because like in all honesty, like, you know, like when you look at people like that, you know, like their heads of companies and stuff, like technically when they start throwing their voice in, all of a sudden they are a public figure and stuff like that. And you know,
I think
like,
if this industry doesn't allow for multiple viewpoints, depending, I mean, I disagree with the pro life thing, right? Like I disagree with that. But you know, I think it's much deeper than like you're either pro life or pro choice, right? Like I think pro choice is a thing, and I am pro choice unless you're like 30 weeks in, right? Then it's like, well, then that's questionable, right? I mean, you know, but I mean, again, I'm not here to talk about that. I disagree with his viewpoint, but I don't think he should be forced out of a company because he believes that in a non-violent way, and just a, this is what I believe. I'm not like forcing my viewpoints upon anybody. Our studio isn't forced to believe this, right? Like this is just what I believe. And you know, it was just a really sad story because everything else he did and what he's doing now and what he plans to do is like, sounds like a great dude otherwise, right? It's just, I don't know. I feel like the gaming industry, and maybe it's just the corners that we pay attention to, and I think it's part of the reason why I've kind of strayed away from major or smaller, I don't know what you call them, outlets over the last couple years. It's just because like I feel like if you get stuck in this one kind of way, then you're not going to grow as a person and understand multiple viewpoints. And I really feel like the major part of the video game industry is leaning more towards one way, and it's kind of upsetting that we don't have multiple voices out there, you know? And you know, I think it's just as important to have people with different political ideas as it is to have, you know, a woman or a black person or, you know, somebody who is of the LGBTQ community, right? Like I think that's just as important, as long as like, you know, you're not like a Nazi or something, right? I mean, that's there are definitely lines that could be crossed, but like, you know, this interview just made me feel really bad for this guy.
I'll tell you the real reason why he got ousted. He got ousted because like he made a political statement, and the company started losing money.
They
on
were
the
a
stock
privately held
profile.
company.
That's exactly why he got ousted. And well,
they're based in Georgia.
they're based in Georgia. I don't know. Then never mind what I said then. All I'm all I'm saying is like there's a reason why like a lot of people like like they get the little briefing when they enter a job for the first time, and it's like like keep your religious and your political views like out of
and
public
like
sight.
Yeah, it's like for your own good. Please
I
don't.
don't even know
Yeah.
what side I fall on that. It sucks that you have to do that, but also I understand why you should do that anyway. Like I don't really think about that a whole lot, to be
Yeah,
honest,
it's
but
for
it
your
just
own security.
yeah, you know.
No, it's sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad. But
So I don't know.
that's how the world is.
It's just I think one side or the other, like I like to consider myself like a I guess a liberal, but like I don't want to sometimes I don't want to say that out loud, because sometimes you look at the way that a lot of liberals act and it's like I don't know if I really want to be associated with some people like that, but I'm definitely like not a conservative, so I just ugh.
I was gonna say it's the same thing if someone wants to
Yeah.
say that they're conservative in fear of being associated with the real extreme conservatives,
Yeah.
which is why I ultimately, if anyone really insists and wants to know, I say I'm a moderate,
Hmm.
because some situations I lean more
Yeah.
towards a liberal point of view, and
Yeah,
other things I
I
lean more
I
towards a conservative
consider
point of view.
myself like
It's like my safe answer. I'm
middle
like I'm in the
left,
middle.
you know, for the most part. But anyways, not to get, sorry we got political. Didn't mean to. Just kind of happened. Uh,
It's
yeah.
still good discussion. It's nice that there's a safe place for us to talk about it. But if I could go
Hmm.
back to not necessarily the reason, because there's many reasons why I don't like multiplayer games, but one of the reasons I do not like playing multiplayer games is this fear of just that toxic gaming community, just in general, because the gaming community can be toxic. But in addition to the fact that as a girl, I would not be taken seriously. Like that is one of the genuine factors why I'm just stick with my single player games, just me, myself, and I, or situations where you don't contact the other person at all. Like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is not a multiplayer. Well, actually, it is. You can go in these terror raid battles and people can join you. But it's not like they can go and talk to you and be like, you dumb asshole, why'd you use a water type against electric type? I don't know, like something like that. They don't talk to you, you don't talk to them, so
Pokemon.
no one can hurt you. I know it's sad. And I got nervous, LeRon, when I had people hopping in my Monster Hunter like lobbies, but
Oh, no one really cares. Not Monster Hunter.
yeah, I did not have any negative experiences there, so
I
that's
can
good. But I've just been pretty gun shy with a larger multiplayer
I
community.
can tell you
Oh,
that
I hear you. I hear you. Like
Destiny,
especially the ones
there
that
are
feel
some
like they're
pretty
male
toxic
dominated.
people that play Destiny. Um, in our Discord, on the Destiny Discord, there are, I think there's, I don't know, 70 something people in there. I think we have 3 women in the Discord, and they hardly ever say anything, if at all, which is also sad. But
Mm.
it's just, I don't know. It's, again, I feel terrible that this stuff happens to people, and that it's clearly hard for me to relate to anything, not just, a woman playing games, but like, Euleron being black, and all these other aspects of your guys' lives. And it's just like, I feel bad, but it's hard to relate because I clearly don't get any of that. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I don't like when people kind of say, "Well, you don't know what I'm going through," which may be true in some points, but the fact that you're just here to listen and have a conversation, I think
yeah,
that's just as important.
I know. I feel
So,
like we're all at that point
I
where
don't
it's
know.
late and we're just starting to ramble
I'm
because we're
just rambling
tired.
now. But I'm really glad we got to, make our draft picks and even have an
made
extra
it tonight,
topic
Stephanie,
on top of it. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So safe and sound with a donut
Donuts.
tire on my car,
Right.
and I'll have to find a replacement tomorrow.
On that note,
donuts are yummy.
I think we're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Boss Rush Podcast. Follow us there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Join the Patreon. If you can't join the Patreon, leave us a 5-star rating and review on your podcast service of choice. LeRon, where can we find you?
You can find me on social media as well as YouTube and Twitch, and also the various gaming networks by looking up Exodus 803. Also Thursdays, the Crossroads new episodes of the Crossroads video game podcast premieres on my YouTube channel as well as on the Boss Rush Network. So definitely check that out. We also don't have any live shows.
People can find me on the internets at Klimov_author, Twitter and Instagram, articles on BossRush.net.
And you can find me at I am Corey HG on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Nintendo Power Block, Boss Rush Podcast, and a lot of various other things here on the Boss Rush Network. Yeah, join the Discord, do all the things. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.